What is up, guys and girls? Hurricane Liz here, and it's time for another Hot 5 KDP niches of the week. And this time around, we're going to look at overall bestsellers on Amazon, because it's always good to jump back into where the thick of things are, which is what are the hottest sellers in all of children's books. And I think you might be surprised that I guarantee you we will find some brand spanking new ideas. So I'm super fired up for this. I hope you're fired up. Let's go and do this. All right, so here I am in the hottest sellers on all of Amazon, and I've got my computer's in an awkward position, so ignore it this time. I will get it fixed by the next time around. However, let's go and take a look at these, right? I'm imagining there's going to be quite a few brand new ones, as well as there's going to be the good old same shit that's always selling on Amazon. So let's take a peek, see what happens. I don't see anything interesting right out of the gate. I do see this Dude Perfect. I have no idea what that is. Dude Perfect, 101 tricks, tips, and cool stuff. Have no idea. I'm assuming that's for boys, and it's just random weird shit, right? Love You Forever, and it's got a baby with a toilet bowl. So that seems very fascinating. I wonder what's in that, but it seems to me like it's just a bunch of shit, right? So, okay, here's an interesting one. This is the Care and Keeping of You, the body version. So I assume it has something to do with girls and the body images or the self images. So that's interesting. I know we've seen a lot of here's how you get more inspiration if you're a girl, here's how you get more inspiration or motivation if you're a boy, and we've seen them separated by demographic, but this specifically calls out girls and how to take care of their body, which is kind of interesting to me. It stands out because of the fact that, you know, a lot of people are always up in arms about the images girls feel they have to be able to uphold to when you see these models photoshopped on magazine covers and things like that. I don't really pay too much attention to that. So let's see something else here. Construction, Goodnight construction site. That's interesting. It does merge the theme of big giant trucks and things that boys like with a construction site and a clever title. So I want you guys to keep an eye on that, because I've noticed that a lot of these hot sellers have very clever titles. So most people ignore the title completely and they focus on the artwork or they focus on what's inside, when the reality is that you could really cleverly come up with words. And we've seen this many times where there's incredible words like the bad seed, and it's literally a seed. And those words combined with everything else makes them a huge brand and a huge seller. So Goodnight construction site. It rhymes. It's about a construction truck, and he's going to bed. He's got the moon scooped up in the palm of whatever in the hell this thing is called. But that's a very clever thing. So that's the number one focus that I want you to notice from this point forward. So number one is clever words in the titles, clever titles, as well as it just goes around all together with the theme like the bad seed and Goodnight construction site. And I will point those out as we move along here. All right, this next one here is no surprise. Mother's Day books are super hot. They're fire. Why a Daughter Needs a Mom. And it's very cutely done with some bears. And I don't know, I might have even made that word up, cutely, but it's cute as hell. And look at these bears. Who could deny that these bears are irresistibly cute? And again, it's a Mother's Day theme book, which again, if you're not doing those next year, come April, May, you've got to be, because guess what? They sell like hotcakes. Why a Daughter Needs a Mom with two bears. I love it. Very cute. No wonder it's number 21. Here's another interesting one. The World Needs More Purple People. So again, clever titles. I don't know what it's called. I think it's alliteration when several words in the title are with the same letter. So Purple People, the world needs more of them. I have no idea what they are, but it makes you curious as to what in the hell are they. Very clever play on words. And again, it's why it's in the top sellers. Very cute title. But again, the title is very catchy, and it also has a movie star. I believe it's a movie star that wrote it, so that's potentially why it's selling so well. Again, we talked about these movie stars that are writing kids' books. I made a joke about it. A lot of people loved it, so I won't say it again because I totally forgot. So let's see what else we've got. The Wonderful Things You Will Be. That's very cute. Celebrate Your Body. Here's the second one, so we're going to have to talk about that one. This is the second time that celebrating a girl's body, because these are girls on the cover, has been on the Hot 100 bestsellers. We've never talked about this topic. We've talked about celebrate your mind, celebrate all that. I'm confident, brave, and beautiful. It's right next door to it. But now it goes into creating a better body image, or teaching girls to create a better self-image of themselves. And again, they managed to do this somehow in a book. I don't know what it's about. I don't know what the other one's about, but I just wanted to bring it to your attention. Now, this might be difficult to create with something like KDP, but there's a lot of smart cookies out there. I'm sure you guys could come up with something if you really want to, and if it really excites you and makes you want to create something. If not, you know, just let it go over your head. Who gives a crap, right? Let's find some more ideas, because not all ideas are going to be for everyone. So Potty Time, Daniel the Tiger's right there. He's super cute. Here's another one that I like a lot. We've talked a lot about animals in general, in groups of animals in zoos, but here's baby animals, because what's better than a puppy or a kitty but a baby animal? It's a cute little fluffy bunny, right? You just want to grab him, squeeze him, and maybe throw him in some stew. And I'm just kidding about the stew part. If I offended any vegans, I'm sorry. But baby animals, that's super cute. I would certainly think about putting out something like that because, like I said, everybody loves puppies. Puppies smell the best. All right, let's see what else we got. The invisible string, the new baby. That's something else that's interesting. I'm a big sister. We've talked a lot about these sister and brother books, and they cleverly did it right here. This is a very famous animal. I've seen him everywhere. I don't even know who he is, but I know he's famous. But they did it by introducing a brand new baby as opposed to brother or sister. So if you haven't done something like that and you're in that niche, that is a fantastic idea. Here's the cool bean. So we had the bad seed. Now this cool bean. So again, clever play on words should be the theme of this week, and you guys should start to try and cleverly name your books. Don't just call them the Unicorn Activity Book. That's so 2019, 2020. We're in 2021, people. Make sure you come up with something very clever. The unique unicorn or something like that. And that's the lamest thing ever, but I'm just showing you an idea that just bounced off me like that. So that's it for the top 50. Let's peek in the next 50 and see if we find anything else. And if not, then we might poke around a little bit. But I think we've got the biggest thing that I want you to think about, which is thinking about titles. Like A is for awesome. There's another fantastic title. This is Iconic Women. And it uses just A is for awesome. So it's a great way to incorporate a very clever title. Little Blue Truck Springtime. Again, that's a major brand. That truck is always on the countdown. He's getting worse than Bluey. And again, they're both blue. So there could be something with the color blue. I won't go into singing that song. We know what song I'm talking about. The Going to Bed book. That's great if you're going to bed. We talked about sleepy time stories being amazing. There's a dragon and a unicorn. I am fine right now. I'm not exactly sure what that's about. It's about a child health, and we've talked about creating these children health books right now. So I think this is kind of interesting. I would be curious as to see, because it's fire right now. It's 1,611 reviews. It's number 221 in books. So again, going back to, I'll just repeat this because we have talked about it before, about mental health in children and being able to help them through these difficult times right now, particularly COVID, because we've all been stuck in our apartments. Not so much in Florida. Florida's gone wild. They've gone stark raving mad. So you want to ignore everything that's happening in Florida. It's not like the rest of the United States, but this is a perfect example. And I think it's something that you guys got to think about again or reconsider, because again, mental health, particularly among children, among teens, even among adults, is possibly been really like bad. I have a lot of friends who are very depressed, a lot of friends who are taking medication that didn't used to before because of the status of the world. So again, it's something that a lot of people are struggling with, and I think it's something that's worthy of creating a book or creating something that helps them out of these dark times, right? That certainly could potentially even save lives. And I'm not joking at all when I say that, but I strongly believe in that. A lot of people need help at this very moment. So let's see what else we can find here. Must cite words, who you were made to be. This is about the second time that I've seen where encouraging potentially children to figure out who they were made to be, right? Again, can be a difficult time right now to figure that out, but what better way to communicate that to them than through a book, especially those that read. Here's P is for potty. We saw A is for awesome, P is for potty. The A is for awesome could have taken the whole alliteration with the P is for potty. They could have seen this book and say, hey, let's just call this A is for awesome. Now here's another version of that, why a mother needs a daughter, or whatever the hell it was, why a daughter needs a mom. I think that's what it is. Here's why a daughter needs a dad, and it's a picture of a little bear and then the bear dad. So again, it's the same brand, just going and moving it horizontally over and just creating additional books for that particular brand. So really love that. It's very cute. The cover is very well drawn and all that good stuff. I Am a Big Brother. We saw I Am a Big Sister. So a lot of people out there doing these horizontal brands like I talk about, don't just bring out a book with the intention of bringing out one book. When you're brand new, yes, you can do that. But as soon as you got some money under your belt and you're doing very well, start thinking about branding yourself. And the best way to do that is by branding yourself horizontally, just how these two brands have managed to do that. Here's Guy Stuff, the body book for boys. So now we've seen body books for girls, but body books for boys, yep, they're in there. So you guys want to start thinking about that. For some reason, they just popped off right now. For some reason, I've never seen these, but all of a sudden, here they are in the Hot 100. And there's a reason for that. A lot of kids, like I said, having a difficult time right now, and that's something that does help people with their mindset. So this is a fantastic idea. And again, it might be difficult to put it in a Kindle book, but who knows? One of you guys out there might be able to figure that out. All right, so we've talked about science experiments and we've talked about all that good stuff. Here's another, the care and keeping of you part 2. So not only was part 1 good enough, but we had to come out with a part 2 because part 1 was so successful. So again, something to keep in mind. Number 294 in books for part 2, and that's pretty much looks like it's going to be a wrap. I don't really see anything else coming up here. Press here, Pete the Cat, not interested, and the rainbow fish rounds it up. But those were a couple of great potential ideas, and I really want you guys to leave with the theme of this video, which is think about your titles. Think about them meticulously, think about them, brainstorm them, and try to come up with something clever, because a lot of times the title will sell the book, especially if the cover is decently done. So again, that wraps this up. I got fired up about that specific topic, and I hope some of you guys took something out of this video. But other than that, put your questions in our comments below. I always personally answer them, and I'll see you guys next time.